Hello, civil service aspirant. Welcome to Edufy Institute again. And here we have come up with a new type of topic which is very crucial for any kind of civil services, especially for UPSC and State Public Service Commission. Today's topic is the topography of Nagaland. I hope this is the most awaited topic and important topic for NPSC syllabus. So without any further ado, we will try to cover as much as superficial section of this topic. Hello, my name is Mukul Kumar and I am the senior faculty of Edufy Institute. So let's start the topic. As we know that we are discussing about the topography of Nagaland, so first of all, let's understand the meaning of topography. Topography itself means when we talk about the geographical structure of any state or country. And especially here the landform includes our highlands, that is mountains, hills, plateaus and valleys. We will try to cover the superficial knowledge of whatever landforms we have in this eastern or northeastern state of India. Alright, so in this slide you can see that Nagaland state is lying in the northeastern corner of India. In fact, we are one of the seven sisters of entire northeast India. Nagaland is connected with the Indian state borders and international border, that is Myanmar. We will have a quite quick look over the Nagaland border areas. Especially when we talk about the Nagaland, Nagaland was separated from the Assam Reorganization Act in 60s to 70s duration. Exactly this state, when it came into formation, this particular area had its own political boundary with its states of India. For example, from western side, the Nagaland state is connected to Assam. From northern side, Nagaland is connected to Arunachal Pradesh. From southern side, Nagaland is connected to Manipur. Similarly, if we talk about the international border, so Nagaland from the east is sharing its border with Myanmar. Alright, so one international country, that is Myanmar, and three Indian states bordering north, west and south of Nagaland state. As you can see, there is a basic information in the slide that you can zoom out and read. Alright, so in our next point, we will try to inculcate the information of our Nagaland state. As you can see in the slide, Nagaland state, although it's a small state, but having multiple diversified geographical conditions. This is the Nagaland map, Nagaland physiography map. Here what we can observe is this portion of Nagaland are generally brown, and as you go towards the west, the Nagaland areas are becoming green and light brown. This is not something of color defection. It is represented in the form of showing highland and plainlands of Nagaland or any geographical state. So let's try to understand how Nagaland physiography is divided. Nagaland physiography is specially divided into three parts. We divide Nagaland into the westernmost, central and easternmost part of Nagaland topography. Highest topography or the height we found is always the easternmost parts of Nagaland, which specially includes Kifre, Fake type of districts of Nagaland. Central part of Nagaland is generally having low lands, especially in comparison with the eastern parts of Nagaland. Central highlands includes Jineboto district, Kohima district, right? And Loleng district, some parts of Wokha district also, the eastern part of Wokha district. So these includes the central lands, central highlands of Nagaland. The westernmost part of Nagaland is all mostly connected to the Assam border. Especially, we will talk the which part of Assam is connected to the which district of Nagaland. In an overview way, where we are staying right now, that is Dimapur district. Dimapur district itself is connected to the Karbi Anglong district of Assam. Similarly, Wokha district also connected to the Golaghat district of Assam. When we talk about Mokokchung and Mon district of Nagaland, they are also connected to the Sibsagar and Choraidew district of Assam. So, the westernmost part of Nagaland is specially connected to the Assam valley, that is plains of Brahmaputra. As a result, whatever drainage system rises from the eastern hills of Nagaland and central hills of Nagaland, they mostly travels down towards Assam, and they are all tends to join Brahmaputra river when they enter in Assam. I will take the name of the river such as Dhansiri River and Doyang River. We know that Doyang and Dhansiri, they are converging rivers, but where they converge in Assam region. In Nagaland, Doyang is a separate river and Dhansiri is also a separate river, but they converge in some point of Golaghat. When they converge, they join Brahmaputra river in Assam. So that all we know, because Dhansiri river passing through the Dimapur, they enter in Golaghat district and join Brahmaputra. So this is a brief or a small kind of example. Because of the highlands of Nagaland, they bring lot of water flow towards the Assam, which has its own positive points and negative points, which we will be discussing in our next video also. And you can comment us also whether you want such kind of topics discussion in our next sessions also. But moving further, we have already divided the three different topography of Nagaland, that is three different hills: eastern hills, central hills, and the western hills of Nagaland. So let's go a little bit deeper section of these three different types of topography. This slide is based on eastern hills, and when I said the eastern hills, as I mentioned, we are purely discussing about these regions of Nagaland. So according to the location, this is Fek district, Kifre district regions. Fek and Kifre district regions. Okay. Now, when we try to understand its topography, so I'll take you here. Okay. If it is not visible, so I'll make it again, this region. Okay. Now, this part always have different kind of highest peaks. As I said, the eastern part of Nagaland has the highest height, which is almost in the average, you will see area of 4,000 square kilometer, including the height varies from 1500 to 2000 meters. All right, which is approximately around 24,000 feet. All right. So when we talk about the eastern part of Nagaland, so the highest peak where the average highest or height elevation we talk about is 1500 to 2000 meters, full of terrain, steep hills. You will find still steep hills in the sense the deep cutting valleys. All right. And if you talk about the highest peak as a fact, you have Mount Saramati, that is 3,841 meters height. This is in fact the entire Purvanchal Hills peakest mountain, not only for Nagaland but also the entire Purvanchal Hill region for every state. All right. Now, when we talk about valleys, so valleys, in the valleys we have Tirap River Valley, Tissa River Valley, and Dikhu River Valley. Okay, and these rivers are the one who made these valleys in the eastern corners, eastern parts of Nagaland in different districts. Apart from it, if we talk about this topography, soil and vegetation type, so soil types are mostly red soil and laterite soil, which are always there for leaching because of rainfall, and they come down through the waters of flowing down from the eastern hills. When we talk about vegetation, since the rainfall in this particular region is around 200 to 250 centimeters every year, so vegetation is also very dense. We found mostly tropical type of vegetation where mostly moisture is contained. Therefore, the diversity of this particular location is also great. Including when we talk about the climatic condition, as the temperature, as the height of this location is very high, so temperature mostly do not go beyond 25 degrees on an average. And during the winter seasons, the coolest temperature goes below 10 degrees Celsius. In fact, this in some places of these hills can go 4 degrees, 2 degrees Celsius also during the midnight. All right. So I hope our aspirants have understood the Eastern Hills section of Nagaland. As we know, we are touching the superficial part of the Nagaland. As again, I will mention, if you want the clear and detailed video about it, you can comment in below, right? So when we talk about the next part, that is Central Hills, so there we have a different story of Highland, especially the central part of Nagaland, which generally includes Kohima, Junebuntu district. This particular place is also known for its very acute landslide conditions, especially during the monsoon times. All right. Why? Because these hills are very new fold mountains or hills forming because of the collision between Indian tectonic plate and Burmese tectonic plate. Next slide is Western lowlands of Nagaland. Let's try to look at the topography of Western lowlands of Nagaland. The western parts of Nagaland, as I mentioned, is mostly connected to the and bordered with the Assam districts. When we talk about Dimapur as a commercial capital of Nagaland, it is mainly connected to the Karbi Anglong district of Assam, including some parts with Golaghat. When we talk about Wokha, Loleng and Mon parts, then they are consistently connected to the Jorhat, Sibsagar and Choraidev district of Assam. Now, this part, the western section of Nagaland, is consistently more plain than central part of Nagaland and eastern part of Nagaland. That means it forms a kind of ladder section. You can remember the topography of Nagaland like this: eastern part, central part, the western part. All right. Eastern hills of Nagaland, central hills of Nagaland, and western low hills of Nagaland, and moreover, it is plains of Nagaland. As we know, Dimapur, New Land, they are mostly the plain lands of Nagaland state and connected to the Assam district. This part is mostly dominated by Sechupen hills. What do we call it? Sechupen. Sechupen hills. All right. Sechupen hills are also the regions where landslides takes place, but there the landslide conditions are far normal and lesser than the middle section of Nagaland. There is a gap between the central Nagaland and the western part of Nagaland, especially in these regions. These regions are these places of Nagaland between central and the western part is dominated by the valley, and especially when we talk about the Sachupen and central Nagaland, then the valley which comes in our mind is Chumu area. So Chumu regions are most of the regions who comes under the valley areas. All right. When we talk about the clear discussion or knows basic facts of these areas, then the topography of region is hardly 500 to 1000 meters high from sea level, which is not so high region, but comparatively higher than the plain or Brahmaputra Valley grounds of Assam. This particular place has the influence of rivers who comes down from the central Nagaland towards the western side, especially we have Dhansari and Barak rivers influence catchment area. Remember, Barak river do not enter in the western parts of Nagaland, but catchment area of Barak we can see in the southern or the western southern part of Nagaland. Including when we talk about soil, the soil in this section, since it is connected to the Assam and depositional plains are formed because of river, so these places mostly has alluvial soil deposition, which is the highest fertile soil in entire India, including agricultural section, or when we talk about the agricultural productivity, these sections shows higher productivity as compared to the other parts of Nagaland. When we talk about the important towns and cities in these plains, so the most important town in this section belt is Dimapur, and we consider Dimapur as a most transported area because from here only the goods and service is provided to the multiple districts of Nagaland. So we call it commercial capital of Nagaland, including Chumukdima, which is also nearby Dimapur region. Transportation, we have National Highway 39, which is connected to here from the mainland India, which is Assam, and we also have the connectivity, only connectivity with airline, that is Dimapur Airport. Right. So these are the basic outline knowledge of regarding the Nagaland state, and I hope this gives you a very superficial, clear-cut idea about Nagaland. And if you aspirant have any doubt in this type of topics, or you want more this type of topics to understand for your NPSC preparation, let us know. Thank you very much for the today's class. Stay connected. See you soon.